guys, welcome back to another episode of Cold Comedy Cinema. I am your hostess with the mostest purple hair. I really gotta get my roots done, but Natalia. My name's Natalia. You're here, Cold Comedy Cinema. Tonight it's a Vinny P double feature. And if you don't know who Vinny P is, it is Vincent Price, my favorite actor of all time, and I will fight you in a parking lot behind Walmart if you think that you know someone better than him. Okay? Okay. But guys, what's up? How are we? I see everybody's been in the chats. Who do we have here? We've got Audrey, we've got Roswell, we've got Hot Mess Horror. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. It's Vinny P night. We made it. We did it. I'm so excited to kick off our Spooktober lineup with two of my favorite horror films. We're going to be watching The Bat. I brought my bat pillow in here for this. Look at it, isn't it cute? We're going to be watching The Bat, which stars Vincent Price. We're also going to be watching House on Haunted Hill, which is hands down, I think, my favorite horror movie of all time. It was we'll talk about it when we get there. But it's a groundbreaking horror film for the time, back in the 50s. And some of the key points within the film are still used in movies today, which I think is so amazing. But yeah, how was everyone's day? See, Hot Mess Horror, you are working through the last 3 hours. Hopefully you make it through the last 3 hours. That is, I do not envy you. I do not envy you. I used to work nights. Where do you work? You're working these last 3 hours. You're not night shift, are you? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Roswell, how was your day? Audrey, how was your day? How was everyone's days? We had good ones. I had a good one. Oh, it's in my car. I meant to bring it in here. I'll show it to you guys later this week. But I met up with my old boss, and I got a piece of artwork out of the bar that I've been wanting that is now mine to keep forever and ever. So I'm going to integrate it into the stream setup somehow. I had so much coffee, and I worked at 3 different coffee shops. So today was a pretty good day. Pretty solid day. Oh, dude, worked and homework. There we go. We are crushing it. We are adulting so hard. We are adulting the hardest that we can. And it makes me super happy. We're doing so good. But while I got you guys here, while you're typing in the chats, let me know what movie you want to do first. Do you want to do The Bat or House on Haunted Hill? I was planning to do The Bat first and then just go out with a bang with Haunted Hill, but you know, it's whatever we want to do. We are professional adults. We are the most professional adults in the world. We do professional adult stuff during the day, and then we watch horror movies at night, and we make fun of them, and we have a good fucking time. Because that's what adults do. That's what we do. Let me see. Let me pull up my notes. I got my notes here. My notes. Let's see. Yeah. So, I don't need to tell you where to watch these movies, because since they're both public domain, they're going to be on the screen with me, so you don't even have to go anywhere else. You just stay there. You sit back, relax. I did all the work for you. Because I love you. Oh, dude. Okay. You work the door at a hotel? That sounds awful. I am sorry. I worked the door at a bar. I didn't like it. I mean, I did. I loved it. I loved yelling at people. It was great. I use this accent a lot. People thought I was from Boston, but I'm not. I'm from the South. But what movie do we want to do? I just need one person to tell me. I think we're going to do The Bat. Let's do The Bat first. Because I have my bat pillow. I brought it in here. Look at this little bat. It's so cute. I never get to show anyone my Halloween decorations because no one comes over. But I get to show you guys. You guys can't do anything about it. I'm a loser. It's fine. All right. You know what? We're going to deep dive in. I'm going to go through The Bat trivia. All right. So, the film came out August 9th, 1959. This is the 4th film adaptation of the story, which began as a 1908 novel, The Circular Staircase by Mary Roberts Reinhardt. It is a sweet bat pillow. I got it from Target. I got it this year, and then last year, can you see the pillow? I have a blanket, which has the bats on it, too. So it's like a little matching set. Oh, you can't even see. There's a little bat. He's right there. See right there. Yeah. So, yeah. I have a matching set. I'm so happy. Okay. I'll stop showing you my home decor. This isn't the HGTV channel. This is called Comedy Cinema. But anyway, so there's a 4th film adaptation of Mary Roberts Reinhardt's film, The Circular Staircase, which she later adapted into a 1920s play called The Bat, which then spiraled into the movie that we're watching tonight after several other movies were made. So, mystery writer Cornelia Van Gorder has rented a country house called The Oaks, which not long ago had been the scene of some murders committed by a strange and violent criminal known as the Bat. Okay? We're going. Meanwhile, the house's owner and bank president, John Fleming, has recently embezzled $1 million in securities and has hidden the proceeds in the house, but he is killed before he can retrieve the money. Thus, the lonely country house soon becomes the site of many mysterious and dangerous activities. Have we watched this on the show before? Yes. Are we rewatching it? Yes. We watched both of these films on the show before, but again, they're just so good, and we're going to make fun of them and have a great time. I hope you're ready. So this film stars Vincent Price, Agnes Moorehead, and Darla Hood. So, I'm trying to think. Darla Hood's been in a couple other things, and so has Agnes. I cannot remember them off the top of my head, and I'm just pulling up notes from the last time we did this. So, sorry. Whew. Okay. So, since this is an EP night, I'm going to give you all the Vincent Price trivia that I have. According to a 1987 interview for Sinister Image, Vincent said that the Bat had the stage version of the Bat terrified him as a child, and he accepted the role in the film because he thought the filmmakers would revive it and bring it up to date. But he was disappointed with the final result because it just wasn't a good script. I personally loved it though, Vinny. That's okay. What else do we have? Oh, that's it. That's all we have. That's all we have. That's all we got. It's all the Vincent Price trivia. There's more trivia, but it's not Vinny Pete related. So you know what? We're not going to bother with it. But you know what? Without further ado, we're going to deep dive. Look at that. Oh my God. Movie's going to be right there. I got don't know what side it's on. It's over here. Right there. Movie. And if the audio isn't loud enough, you guys let me know and I will switch it around. But it should be. It should be loud. And it's movie time. We're going in. About. All right. And we've said this before, but I really wish that they would bring back the credits at the beginning of the film. So you actually see who's in the movie. Get this jazzy music first. Property Master. That's the title I want. Ted Mossman, the property manager. No, master, excuse me.
This is the Oaks, a house in the country which I rented for the summer.
Oh, so fancy.
As an author, I write tales of mystery and murder. But the things that happened in this house were far more fantastic than any story I've ever had published.
Fantastic, okay.
I brought a staff of servants from my city apartment. And my maid Lizzie Allen, who had been
Just
with
have
me
a staff
nearly
of
20
students.
years.
Okay.
Lizzie!
I know, it's so good. It's so good.
Out the door. Look, Miss Cornelia, them servants you brought from the apartment are talking about walking out on us.
Really?
I know they don't like
Well,
it
let
here,
them
but
eat
I
cake
didn't
and they'll be
think
fine.
it was that bad.
Well, they've been hearing things about the killer that the police call the Bat and the murders that he committed here this past winter. Now people are saying that he's back again.
He's
Well, how
back.
can they be sure of that? Has he committed another crime?
Also, this is the
Not yet,
colorized
but that ain't
version
saying
of the
that
black
they
and white
won't.
film. Both movies we're watching
Something
tonight
else.
are the color
Well,
versions.
You've heard about the bats they have here. Animal bats, the kind that fly.
Yes, yes.
Look what it says in this magazine. This is a report from the state health department.
Beware.
And it says some of them bats is rabid.
Well,
Some of them bats.
And that
I
ain't
know.
all. Now there's a rumor going around that it was the bat himself, the killer, I mean, that released the rabid bats in this neighborhood.
oh, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. It's very ridiculous, but
Well,
okay.
The housekeeper, the cook, the butler, and the upstairs maid don't think so.
Well, I can't help what they think. If hysterical nonsense like that can scare them out of their good jobs, it's their loss, not mine. Come on, Lizzie, I've got to get to the bank.
Bats, they got to the bank. It's them bats, they rabid. All right, Elma Fudd, let's calm down, man. Let's calm down. Oh, look at this car.
It's near closing time.
I'll get you there. Mr.
Oh, that is one
Porter.
sexy ass car. Oh. Do we think it's the butler? Is that what he is? Or is he the chauffeur? What is he? I don't know.
Thanks again.
But I think he's the killer.
Miss Van Gorder,
How do you do, Mr. Barry?
how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You remember Lizzie Allen?
Of course. Hello, Miss
How
Allen.
do you do?
So you're spending the summer with us again?
Yes. I've leased the
I
Oaks.
can move it. Turn it
Home
up.
of your bank president,
Give me
John
one
Fleming.
moment.
I heard you had. I was surprised.
Oh, that's my
Why?
audio.
Is there something the matter with it?
No, I was surprised because Mr. Fleming
better,
said he would
Audrey?
never rent it.
Oh? Well, I rented it from his nephew, Mark Fleming, who has the real estate office here. He said his uncle would be gone the entire
Look at
summer.
those rocks
That's
on her
right.
ears.
Mr. Fleming's in the North Woods now with his physician, Dr. Wells. Oh, pardon me. Dale, I want you to meet my wife. We were married at Christmas time.
That must have been nice.
Believe me, it was. Oh, here she is. My
How
wife,
do you
Miss Van Gorder, Miss Allen.
How
Look
do you
at the
do, Miss
neckline
Bailey?
on her.
Cornelia Van Gorder.
Yes.
Oh, well, I've read every murder mystery you've ever written. I just adored that weird one, The Private Morgue of Dr. X.
The floral bucket
Even though
hat
it
is
gave me
also
the
doing it for
shivers.
me right now.
Only the shivers scared hell out of me.
Oh.
Well, I really mean that Miss Corny killed them off in that one.
When you refer to my books, please don't call me Miss Corny.
Pardon me, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Hines is here to see you.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, please. Don't be strangers now.
No, no,
I
we
should
won't.
say not.
Oh, so you're a bride.
Well, not quite.
Not since Christmas.
Oh.
No, I'm sure I've seen you.
Well, I used to be my husband's secretary here in the bank.
Of course I remember.
May I welcome our most distinguished visitor back to Zenith?
Oh, that's very charming, but,
Lieutenant Anderson.
Lieutenant
Oh,
Anderson,
is she
of
with the
course.
She's
Chief of
cheating on her
Detectives
husband.
of the Zenith Police Department.
Oh, my God.
This is Miss Allen.
Miss Allen.
How do you do?
Lieutenant Anderson is one of our favorite citizens. He's on the bank's board of directors.
Not bad for a policeman.
Well,
You must have made a good thing of it.
Well, I saved my money, if that's what you mean.
It's near closing time, and I've got some business in the safe deposit vault. Please come and see me, Mrs. Bailey.
Oh, I'd love to.
And you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nice to meet you. My, what a charming woman. She moved into the Oaks just the other day.
That house is a proper setting for a writer of mysteries.
yes, it is.
Certainly is.
There's some murders happening.
Vic, what's the matter?
Come in here,
How
both
is
of
she
you.
so skinny? Ma'am.
Andy, we're in trouble. Wendell Hines came in to pick up $350,000 worth of bonds that we were holding as collateral for a loan. They were kept in our special vault. Mr. Fleming and I are the only officers of the bank who have access to that vault.
So,
The Hines bonds are gone. That's not all. Other negotiable securities are missing.
Oh, no.
From what I can gather, short of a careful check, the bank has been looted of over $1 million worth of securities.
you'll have to notify Fleming.
$1 million.
I could talk to him. Unfortunately, he and Dr. Wells are deep in the woods. They
Can't
can't
tell
be
he's
reached
nervous.
by
Look at the
phone.
sweat on his upper lip. He's scared. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. The man of the hour is Vinny.
What is it?
I love a man with an apron on. Love him.
I thought I heard someone on the path coming from the lake. Had an idea it might be that guide of ours.
Oh, Sam won't show up until morning. It's a 20-mile canoe trip from here to civilization.
Wait, what are you doing? Why are you pouring that
5
on
will
your
get
dishes?
you 10. Sam has a message for me.
I thought you told him at the bank not to bother you.
Okay.
I did. But they'll bother me.
They always bother me.
Doctor,
Yes, John.
what would you do for $500,000?
Anything short of murder.
Oh.
Why not murder?
Too messy.
It's a mess.
Too great a risk?
For $500,000? Yes.
For a full million.
I pinched $1 million from the bank.
Oh.
Well, I'm not kidding. I embezzled it.
Not that I think you wouldn't do it if you thought you could get away with it.
I got away with it. I'm not talking about currency. I took negotiable securities that could be converted into cash. I have the cash. In 10s, 20s, and 100s.
Well, I'm your doctor, not your lawyer. Why tell me this?
You'll find out why.
Who's going to take the blame for the robbery?
Bailey, the cashier. They'll never suspect me.
I like Bailey.
Well, so do I. I love the
Well,
guy.
guess what? He's going down.
I gave him his first chance.
He has a lovely little wife.
Charming girl. Was the best man.
Where's the $1 million?
In my family's tomb in Zenith. In the crypt with my father's casket.
Oh, gross.
I don't buy that, John.
No?
Neither do I.
No. You forget that I had you in charge when you were a very sick man. When you raved in delirium. And I heard you talk about a hidden room. Now, where else could you put a hidden room except in that mansion you built? That white elephant you call the Oaks.
Look,
Oh, that's a term I
everyone
haven't heard in a
knows
while.
I
A white
have a bad
elephant.
heart. Now, who would doubt it if you wired the bank directors that my heart had failed? That I had fallen from a great height here in the woods.
Oh,
I
I
was
don't like
badly
you
smashed
hurt
up.
Vinny.
You could ship the body back for burial and instruct them not to open the casket due to the condition of its contents.
Well, you realize, of course, that we'd have to have a body to put in that casket, which means that we'd have to deal with an undertaker at this end.
Of course.
Well, where do we get a body?
Couldn't we provide one of our own? How about Sam?
Sam, our guide?
Kill
Sam weighs about as much as I do. He's practically a hermit. He wouldn't be missed for a long time.
Poor Sam.
The local undertaker would know him.
Not if we made him look as if he'd been in a serious accident.
Oh.
But if Bailey's going to take the blame, why'd he have to do this?
A jury might acquit him. In that case, I'd be a logical suspect.
This is true.
I could disappear, of course, but it's safer if they think I'm dead.
Interesting. He's thought this out.
What if I don't go for this deal?
Wait, what's burning? Is the woods on fire?
In that case, it would be too bad.
You mean you'd kill me?
What?
What else could I do? Now that I've told you about the $1 million, I'd say you were shot in a hunting
Vinny.
accident.
Just go with it,
Now,
babes.
look, Doctor.
And then kill
If
him.
you can find another body instead of Sam's, it's all right with me. There's $500,000 in it for you.
I'll do my best.
I smell smoke.
So do I. What's that noise?
Fire.
Look, Doctor. The woods are on fire.
Kill him. Kill him,
It's coming
Vinny.
this way.
Kill him.
We've got to get out of here.
Yes.
Out the back way.
We will. As soon as I provide that body we were talking about.
Yes. Yes, Vinny. It's my favorite anti-hero of all time. I mean, you could just call it justice.
Goodness, dear.
Oh, my
Is that
goodness.
you? Yes, Miss Cornelia. There's a storm coming up, and it's gonna be a snorter. The wind nearly blew the door off its hinges.
Well, that noise blew my game
snorter?
higher than a kite. I
Okay.
think I've lost some of the cars.
Oh, I'll get them for you.
Oh, I see you found the paper.
Drat that paper boy, scooting by on his bicycle, just chucked it into a clump of bushes and let it go. with
This
that.
lady complaints.
For land's sake, Mr. Vic Bailey's been arrested.
Oh?
Why, the
Oh, poor Mr. Vic Bailey.
Victor Bailey, vice president and cashier of the Zenith Bank, was arraigned before United States Commissioner Alvin Fielding, charged with the embezzlement of over $1 million.
$1 million.
I can't believe Vic Bailey had anything to do with that robbery. Oh, well, I see our landlord is home again.
landlord.
Mr. Fleming. Dr. Malcolm Wells is back in town with the body of John Fleming, president of the Zenith Bank, who was killed in a forest fire. Mr. Fleming will be laid to rest in his family's tomb on Friday.
And I hope he stays there.
Well, why shouldn't
Where
he?
else would he go?
Well, this is his house. And ever since he died, some funny things have happened here.
Funny
For instance.
things.
The housekeeper, the cook, and the butler said that they heard strange noises at night. And the upstairs maid swore that she met a man without a face coming up the back stairs.
Oh.
Oh, so that's why they quit and left me to run this place without a staff.
Ma'am.
They didn't tell you, Miss Corney, but the truth is they were scared to stay.
But you're still here, Lizzie. Haven't you seen anything?
No. No, and even if I had, I ain't afraid of ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
They're
We call them
afraid of me.
Ghostbusters. It'll be fine.
Honest, Miss Corney, a spiritualist told me once that ghosts was allergic to me.
Our spiritual told me that ghost was
This
allergic
Bat
to me.
feller they keep talking about in the paper, I guess he'd be different.
No, I don't think you would have the same effect on him.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear, there's
What are they trying to do? Drive people away from this part of the country?
Why, what does it say about the bat?
Specialty seems to be killing women. My goodness.
Dun,
Two of them in
dun.
one night. All his victims died the same way, like their throats had been ripped open with steel claws.
Oh God.
That's a charming little caper.
Oh God.
I'll have to try it sometime.
Ma'am.
In a book.
Ah, yes. The loose shutters.
That ain't nothing, just something bumping against the house.
Ma'am, close your doors.
That's just the wind banging a door. Pay no attention to it. Listen to this. One of his victims who lived for a moment after she was found described the bat as a man without a face. Honest, Miss Corney, I think that woman must have been exaggerating. That's just that heavy tapestry at the top of the stairs.
I know.
blowing
I've
in
heard
the
it before
wind.
on a windy night. That sounds as if there was someone on the stairs. I know there isn't. At least there shouldn't be.
There ain't. Them's just the noises you hear in any old
Them's
house
just
on a
the
windy night.
noises.
It says here that the bat never leaves no fingerprints.
Well, he's got
That's
gloves on
understandable.
because he's a smart little
Having
bat.
no face, he probably has no fingers either. Lizzie! And that, I suppose, is the cat dropping its dentures.
The what?
No, I don't think so. But I think it's something should be looked into.
She is, and I honestly, you know, we love a good gaslighting. We love a maid that gaslights us, you know?
Now, who chucked him down here?
The wind, I hope. There must be a window open up there. No, Lizzie. Let him lay. Let him sleep it off.
It's an empty suit of armor.
lines don't
Let
go
us
down
sleep it
with the
off.
lights
He's on a rough
out.
night. He's on a rough night.
Now, we'll check the windows in the living room and draw the curtains, and then we'll go to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Honestly, I wish I was a rich person and I could just be single forever but have a maid. Like, I could pay someone to just live with me.
Gordy! Oh! What's that? Oh!
He's here.
The tape.
Oh, the bat.
I turned the latch off. I forgot to turn it on again.
Oh, man, please come down.
He's out there. He was coming in.
He was coming for
might
us.
have got you. Oh, but he didn't, and he's still out there, thanks to you. Now, you hurry now, and we'll call the police. No, I won't leave you, Miss Coney.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am, I'm okay.
Just scared.
Okay.
Operator?
Give me the police department, please.
Zenith Police Department.
This is Cornelia Van Gorder. I'm living at the Oaks.
We know about that, Miss Van Gorder.
Just a moment ago, a man tried to force his way into this house.
You're not alone there, are you? What about your servants?
Well, I have none except my chauffeur, and he's away. He won't be back until the morning. Now, there's only 2 of us here tonight, and we're going to lock ourselves in my room.
Please,
Now,
come sit.
if any of your men see anything, will you have them call me?
I'll send officers over there right away.
Well, thank you very much.
Gosh.
Come on, Lizzie. We're going to sleep in my room.
I'm gonna slumber party it up. Oh my god, her room is bigger than my house. Holy shit. How many chairs do you... Who's sitting in their bedroom?
Well, nothing.
Just
compared
hanging out
Addison.
in a chair by the door?
Now, I think this door seems good and solid.
Like the door to a tomb.
Oh, the match strikes again. That is an actual glass cutter. I'm
I
impressed.
think that couch will be comfortable. There's some extra bedding, you know.
Yes,
Closet. Let's see now.
Oh my gosh, Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon doing this. Oh, chef's kiss. It would be so good.
Huh? No bolt. Well, that's not so good.
Oh, what's that for?
That, my good woman, is a booby trap.
It's a booby trap. She said
Everybody
booby.
tries to open this transom, this will be knocked off, and we'll hear it fall.
Yes, look at those nails. Huzzah! He wins. Oh. Who could this be? So do we think it's Vincent Price,
I
or
forgot my night things, my robe, my gown, and my slippers.
do we think that
I'll
is
go get 'em
too
now.
easy?
Oh,
for it
wait
to
a
be
minute,
P?
Lizzie. I'll go with you. Now, don't you bother, Miss Cornelia. My room's just down the hall. Lizzie, I told you to wait. It's all right. I'll only be a second.
I'll only be a second. I was just like,
Get in here. Get in.
oh, yes, he's in the house. You gotta hide. You gotta see a thing. Oh, these ladies. What are you gonna
Yes?
do with that little
Recorder?
Yes?
Zenith Police Department. There's a police car just outside your house, and the officers in it have reported that there's no sign of a prowler anywhere on the grounds.
Well, the man's inside now. He's in the hall, just outside my bedroom. Have your men break through the kitchen door and search this place from top to bottom.
Okay, Miss Van Gorder. Sit tight.
I will.
We're gonna
I have a
break the
gun,
door down.
And I know how to use it.
It's a little 38, not 38, excuse me, that's a 380. A Ruger 380. Why do I know this?
Relax. Relax, Lizzie. The police did a good job. They couldn't find anybody in here.
It's because he's
We
a
both
sneaky,
saw
sneaky
him,
little
Miss
Batman.
Cornelia.
All right, so he got away. But there are men on guard outside, so just try and get some rest. There's nothing can get at us here.
Nothing can happen. Oh, he's coming.
Oh!
Do it.
have
say
had
that's
a
a
nightmare.
dope-ass
Maybe I
nightgown.
did. But there was a bat in it, and it bit me. And it flew in that closet.
Oh, good gracious, Lizzie, you're right. Oh.
Lily needs to, like, calm her roll, though. She's being a little dramatic.
Operator, will you get me Dr. Malcolm Wells' office, please? No, I don't know his number, and I have no phone book up here, but this is an emergency. Will you connect me with his office, please?
Is he gonna be there in the middle of the night?
Rabies.
What is he doing?
Hello, Dr. Wells' office?
This is a call service. Dr. Wells is out at the moment, but if you'll give me your name and number, I'll try to locate him.
Well, this is Miss Van Gorder of the Oaks. My maid has just been bitten by a bat that may be rabid, and she must have treatment as soon as possible. And I was told that Dr. Wells was the nearest physician.
I'll try to
rabid
find him
bat
for you,
bites.
and if I can't, I'll send you another doctor.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, he's out on a case. Oh, I hope it's not a
I feel like
delivery.
this woman complains
A
about
baby,
how
I
long
mean,
it
they
takes to
can
get
be
to the
terribly
grocery line.
complicated.
It never bothered me none.
Oh, Lizzie, you never had a baby.
Of course I didn't. That's why they never bothered me.
Oh, does it hurt, huh?
Little.
Malcolm Wells, MD. Who's these? Is the car warm? What are we gonna do? Are you creeping on Vinny? Look at that handsome man. Oh, and he's got a little baby bat. Fun fact, the Vinny P emote that we have comes from Vincent Price's, like, promotional photo shoot for this film. Oh, he's a cute little bitty bat. Look at him. Also, bats, if you don't already have one in your backyard, get yourself a bat house. They eat mosquitoes, and they're good for the environment. Yes, Roswell. Those right
Are
there.
you there, Dr.
That's
Wells?
Vinny P.
This is the operator. Your call service is on the wire. It's an emergency.
This is Dr. Wells.
This is your call service, Doctor.
Oh, hello. I was just doing an experiment. I left the receiver off.
That's what I thought, but I kept trying. Miss Van Gorder at the Oaks called and said that her maid had been bitten by a bat, and she's afraid it might be rabid.
What? Oh, all right. Tell her I'll be right over there.
He'll be right over. He's on his way. Who is this creepy dude? Creepy man. Spying on Vinny. Don't trust you. Getting real ballsy just walking out. What is he doing? Don't mess with the bats. Leave them alone. Okay. What are you looking for? Creepy, creepy man. Vincent's got his Halloween decorations up early. Good for him. Again,
Who's there?
Dr. Wells.
her nightgown
Come
looks
in.
real
Good
good.
evening.
Looks real good. I'd wear it.
So
She's
glad we
rocking it.
found you, Doctor.
Well, I reached my office shortly after you called. How is your maid? Is she in any pain?
No, she doesn't seem to be.
Did the bat get away?
No, I believe it's still in my bedroom.
Oh, good. I want to examine it.
I think it's still upstairs.
Now you feel better?
Doctor, have I got the rabies?
Oh, I can tell you better after I've examined the bat's brain under a microscope.
Have I got the
Got a
rabies?
brain?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Well, where is it?
I think the little darling is in that closet.
Oh. You know, it's a pity you leased this house, Miss Van Gorder.
Why a pity?
Well, my dear lady, I don't want to alarm you, but...
Oh,
Don't
after
let me
tonight,
alarm
nothing
you.
can alarm me.
But
Yes, I understand. It must have been terrifying. So many unexplainable things have happened here. There's something about the place. Your servants must have sensed it when they walked out on you. An apprehension of disaster. Well, let's see. Aha! Yes. There he is. All right, now, take it easy. Nobody's going to hurt you. Quiet now. Quiet.
I mean, Vinny, you're going to cut its head open so you can examine its brains under a microscope. Don't lie to the poor thing.
Looks quite normal. Doesn't seem to be sick at all.
Oh, ain't that nice? I've been worried about him.
Well, you should be. From his appearance, I'd say that he doesn't have any infection. In which case, you've had a narrow escape.
You're just going to put the bat in your
Now, you
bag.
take one of those tablets
Okay.
I left for you, and I'll guarantee you a good night. And I'll drop in on you tomorrow.
Oh, thanks for everything, Doctor.
You've just
Don't
been so
worry, I can
not a
find my
kind
way out.
doctor.
Oh, I know you can, but do let me help you.
Oh, don't forget that once I'm gone, you'll have to climb those stairs alone.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm armed now.
Can you shoot one of those things without shutting your eyes?
Oh, Doctor, there are guns in every book I've ever written. I don't write about things I'm unfamiliar with. Lock
She's
the door,
sassy.
Lizzie.
Good night.
I like her.
Good night, Doctor.
We're here for this.
Accident?
No, the wind blew him down.
Oh.
I think.
Did
just
you
letting
know
him
that
sleep
young
it
Mark
off.
Fleming leased you this house without notifying his uncle?
No, I didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter now. John Fleming is dead and Mark's his heir. But if John were alive, he would warn you to leave here, Miss Van Gorder.
Really?
We tell you
Yes.
to get out while you could.
It's been a tragic place for anyone who ever lived in it. Well, good night.
Good night, Doctor.
Who's out there?
Nobody you need worry about, Doctor.
Oh, it's Andy.
That's right. Oh, good evening, Miss Van Gorder.
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Somebody sick here?
My maid was bitten by a bat.
Oh? A rabid bat?
Well, I'll know for sure when I get to my lab. I caught the bat.
It happened indoors?
In my bedroom.
How'd it get in?
Well, there are many ways a bat could get in a house.
You ought to know.
Oh,
I spotted this hole in the window the minute I got here.
Why?
That's where the two-legged bat got your door open.
this... Exactly, the entire conversation. This place is super
Miss
creepy.
Van Gorder
You should
told me
leave,
that she
but have a good
phoned
night.
headquarters at Zenith.
Yes, I phoned twice. The second time was after the prowler got in the house.
When headquarters, Andy?
No, but they contacted me.
An officer came and searched the house from top to bottom, but they couldn't find the bat.
You better have this window fixed tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I certainly shall.
And I'd better be going. I'm due in surgery at 8 o'clock in the morning. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, Doctor.
There will be a man patrolling the grounds all night, Miss Van
Oh,
Gorder.
thank you.
Oh.
And nobody inside, Andy?
Why should there be?
Andy's a
Well,
little
how do you know
sus.
but what the bat is hiding somewhere in the house?
I'm quite sure he isn't in the house, Doctor. Not now.
Oh.
Good night.
Dun, dun, dun. They just freaked this woman out. They're like, have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bats bite. Oh. I love the wet paint sign. Cute. Cute, cute. Nice little touch there.
Hi, Andy. Hello, Mark. Well, congratulations. Real estate business must be picking up. New office, new furniture.
New deal. How do you like it?
It's expensive.
Around here.
Are you squandering your inheritance?
Oh, I haven't got it yet.
Well, the paper says John Fleming left his entire fortune to you.
Funny thing about that entire fortune is that we can't find it.
No kidding.
Oh, all Uncle
'Cause it's
John had in
hidden.
his bank account was a couple of $100. And his safe deposit box was empty.
Oh, can we talk about
If
that
we don't find that
coffee
missing
table?
million,
I
mine will be
love
empty, too.
it.
How come?
Well, all my savings were invested in Zenith Bank stock. The examiners won't certify the bank as solvent until those stolen securities are found. So the stockholders have voted an assessment that'll wipe some of us out. It's a since those securities have been converted into cash. And if I can't find that cash, I'm sunk.
Well, where are you going to look for it, Andy?
Here in Zenith. Your uncle wouldn't take $1 million on a hunting trip, would he?
You suspect Uncle John?
Ooh.
Why, Andy, he founded the Zenith Bank. That'd be like robbing the family tomb.
You think he wouldn't?
Well, besides,
Second time, family tomb's
Vic Bailey's
been brought
fingerprints
up.
are all over the vault. Now, they didn't find any of Uncle John's fingerprints.
Because he wiped him off.
Can the defense prove that?
They'll try to. Judy Hollander, Bailey's secretary, is a defense witness. And they believe her testimony will have a powerful effect on the jury.
Ooh.
Well,
So we have another witness.
she has a powerful effect on me. Judy's a doll.
Oh.
Here's the book you mentioned, Judy.
It's your newest one.
Yes, it's just been published. You can have that copy if you wish.
Oh, it's a first edition and you've signed it.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
May I serve tea now, Miss Van Gorder?
Yes, please do, Warner.
Thank you.
Well, I see you've engaged new servants.
Yes, of course.
Well, how did you persuade them to live in this house?
Well, Jane Patterson, my new housekeeper, knows this house better than you do, Doctor.
Oh.
She worked for John Fleming. And Warner was my chauffeur.
Chauffeur turned butler?
It's incredible. He can play any part at a moment's notice. Did you get a plumber, Warner?
No, we can't get a plumber for 3 days, madam.
What about that leaking pipe? The basement will be flooded in 3 days.
Now, the pipe is no longer leaking.
You mean it's dried up of its own accord?
No, not quite. I packed the elbow where the water was coming out.
Pack the elbow? Oh, where did you learn how to do that?
Well, into each life, a little rain must fall, and a careful man learns to keep himself dry.
Oh.
Now, is there anything else that you
This
require,
man?
Miss Van Gorder?
All
No,
right.
not at the moment,
Get you
Warner.
a butler of
Thank you,
all
madam.
trades, guys.
Now, there's a character.
How long did you say that he worked for you as chauffeur?
About 3 months.
Well, I hope he doesn't have a police record. My dear Dale, it may interest you to know that the last night of his life, John Fleming told me that he loved your husband like a son. If Fleming were alive today, he would be fighting to prove Vic's innocence.
Could Mr. Fleming prove his own innocence?
Miss Van Gorder, can there be any doubt about it?
There will be when Miss Hollander testifies at Vic's trial.
Oh? You know something that we haven't heard yet, Judy?
Something I saw with my own eyes.
With her own eyeballs.
She's not permitted to say what it was.
My dear girl, I wouldn't think of asking her. But let's assume for a moment that Fleming did steal the $1 million. Now, what would he do about it? Where is it?
Hidden someplace where he could lay his hands on it without getting caught in the act. Now, if I was writing this, instead of living in the middle of it, I'd hide it right here in this spooky old house.
Under a loose floorboard or up a chimney?
If Mr. Fleming had the nerve to steal $1 million, he'd make his plans well in advance. I'd say he'd prepare a place to hide it.
As would anybody. Okay? If I was going to
Possibly
steal $1 million,
when this house was being built.
I would fucking plan it out so
I
it's-
rented this place for Mark Fleming, his nephew. I wonder if he'd have the floor plans.
I'll ask him.
Yes. Lizzie, will you bring Mrs. Bailey the phone? Oh, you ask him now. His number is Summit, Summit 7537.
I think this woman has, like, got this planned
Thank you,
out.
Lizzie.
Pre-tea party. She's
Summit
like, I'm going to use these people
7537.
to solve a murder.
Not bad, eh, Andy? That means new business. Now, you see, somebody wants to buy a house. Mark Fleming speaking.
Oh, hello, Dale.
Well, hang on a minute, honey, while I see if I have him. It's Dale Bailey, all excited. Miss Van Gorder wants to know if I have the floor plans of the Oaks. Now, what would she want with the floor plans?
Well, she suggested to me that your uncle might have hidden the bank loot there. Are the plans
Dude,
here?
if I could go to a murder-solving tea party, like a mystery
Somewhere in
murder
the
tea
house
party,
itself.
I'm there in a heartbeat. Right now,
Wait a minute, there is a place where Uncle Johnny
is
might
it
have kept
fancy
those
dress?
blueprints.
I'm on it.
What place?
Well, I heard him talk about it a good many years ago. I can't be sure of the
I
exact
want to go
location.
to one of those like mystery murder like dinner
Anyway,
parties.
I don't think the old boy had the guts to
It'd be
steal them.
so much fun.
But if I find those plans, I'll let you know, Andy. Hello, Dale. Look, honey, I haven't seen those plans since I was a kid, but I'll come over tonight and maybe we can find them.
Thank you, Mark. We'll expect you. He seems to think they're here in the house somewhere. He's coming over tonight.
Well, that's good. Dale and Judy are my house guests for the weekend.
What is going on
Would
with
you
this
like
dress?
to have dinner with us tonight?
Oh, no, thank you. I couldn't. I still have a few calls to make.
Ma'am.
You know, if
Sleeping
Judy's
Bowl.
testimony is going to clear Vic Bailey and implicate John Fleming, others may get the idea that there's buried treasure in this house. Don't even mention your testimony until you're actually on the stand.
Oh, I won't.
That's a smart girl, Judy. And a very lovely girl. Well,
Vinny.
good afternoon, ladies.
Goodbye,
Doctor.
Dr. Will.
Come on, girls. Let's go.
I love him so much. Oh, is he breaking in? Sir. How dare you? Wait, isn't he the landlord now? Why is he breaking in?
So many unusual things have happened here this summer. The more I think about it, the more I realize I should be putting them down on paper. Weren't you your husband's secretary, Dale?
Yes, I was.
Do you take shorthand?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear, if you'd like to have your mind occupied, I want you to work with me while I write the story of this fantastic criminal, the Bat.
All right. This horror writer is getting her socks off. Oh, so he's looked at the floor plans and he knows there's something here. The bat. The bat. He's not the bat. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, he just killed a grown-ass man. He just killed a grown-ass man with his bat hands.
Oh,
I need a
what
pair of these gloves.
Lovely piece of silver. It's an original, isn't it?
Yes, they still use them in England for birthday breakfasts.
The bat escapes with the floor plans. Dun dun dun.
Scrambled eggs. Interesting. Very useful. Really nice.
Oh no. Are you about to be traumatized?
That clock hasn't struck the hour in the last 10 years, if I'm to believe what Mark Fleming told me.
Why is it angled away from the wall like that?
I don't know. Somebody must have moved it. Busy, very likely, when she was dusting.
Wait a minute. Did you know there's a door in this paneling?
No, I didn't.
There's a door.
Oh, my gracious, so there is.
Maybe it
My
opens to a
good
secret
golly gosh,
passage.
there's a
Certainly to
door.
a secret something. Who knows, girls? We'll be about to stumble on that missing million.
They are way too excited about this right now.
There must be some
And
gimmick to it. There always is.
the bodies hit the floor. The bodies hit the floor. Trauma. These women are not sleeping by themselves ever again.
Calling car 11. Calling car
I don't know what I would do if I found a dead body.
Proceed to the Oaks in Zenith Township immediately. A homicide has been reported.
A murder.
Okay. Proceeding to the Oaks. Notify the county coroner, Dr. Wells. Tell him to come to the Oaks at once.
Ah, yes. Cover him up with this dusty rag we found.
Horrible.
A curtain,
His
excuse
throat
me.
has been torn by some creature with fangs or claws.
That's his sign. We found it on the others he killed. I'd hoped those reports that he was up to his old tricks again were pure imagination, but apparently they're based on fact.
What is sitting on this elephant at the top
come
in the
back.
corner right screen?
Back to the scene of his kills. Yes, that's who I mean.
It was the bat.
That's who did this. The bat. Who found Mark?
We all did. And his Dale and Judy and I. Lizzie was in the dining room.
The dining
This is my new housekeeper, Jane Patterson. You know, she worked for John Fleming.
I know her. Where were you, Mrs. Patterson?
In the kitchen, cleaning up. I cooked the dinner tonight.
I had to cook and clean by
Did you know
myself.
that the secret closet was here?
It was behind the grandfather's clock.
Well, it was I who found it, really. Noticed the clock had been moved and the door wasn't quite closed.
I'll get it.
Oh, this would be such a fun murder mystery dinner. Oh, it'd be so good. There he is. Look at him.
Who is it?
So good looking.
Mark Fleming.
As coroner, you saw the same wounds on the others. How long's he been dead?
Oh, I'd say about a half an hour.
Oh, no.
You believe it was the bat?
That's a bat's trademark.
Perhaps he's still in the house.
That's possible.
Have you searched the house?
Why should he be?
Because he's looking for something, and like you, he believes it's here.
Done.
And he's a persistent killer. I would advise you to get out of this house as quickly as possible.
Get out.
Notwithstanding
Get out
our
of the house.
expert police protection. Have you called the morgue?
They're on their way here.
Oh, good. I want to examine the body before they get here. May we take it into another room?
Yes, to the sunroom.
Wait,
in
are
the
you
back.
going to
Thank
cut
you.
him open in the
Yeah.
house, Vinny? What are you doing? Babes, what you doing?
Oh, Warner, where have you been?
Well, madam, has been an accident?
There's been a
There's
murder.
just been a murder in the house.
Mark Fleming, the young man from whom I leased this place, was killed here tonight.
They know who did it?
Well, they believe it was the bat.
I'm sorry I had to use the front door, Miss Van Gorder, but I forgot my keys, and when I rang the bell at the kitchen door, there was no response.
Oh, this is Warner, Lieutenant. He's my butler. He was my chauffeur.
Why'd you promote him?
But it's very difficult to find a butler. They don't like service in the country.
you
Yes,
been a
take him to
butler
the
before?
in-suite
I've
autopsy
served in many
room,
capacities,
please.
sir, but
Just
this was
off
my
the
night
sub room.
off, and I forgot my keys.
I heard that part.
Interesting. I don't
What
like
time
this.
did you leave the
butler.
house tonight?
I think.
Oh, about 6:30, I had dinner at Wiley's Roadhouse.
Just my
Can you
personal
prove where you
experience.
spent the
The
rest of the
butler's always
evening?
done it.
I can try.
Try hard.
Not that I've ever been in front of a murder
Don't leave
or
the
a
house.
butler,
I'll get
but
to you later.
Very good, sir. I shall be in my room, Miss Van Gorder, if you need me.
I don't trust him.
Yes, Warner. Surely you don't think he's...
Warren and I've met before. I can't recall where or when,
He's been arrested.
but I will. There'll be a crew here shortly from headquarters, dusting for fingerprints, taking photographs. But in the meantime, Mrs. Patterson, you aren't leaving the house tonight, are you?
No, Lieutenant.
Don't. I'll talk to you in the morning.
I live here
Good night.
now.
Good night,
This
sir.
is my
Good night,
home.
Mrs. Patterson.
Wherever my lady
Dale.
lets me rest my weary
I was with Mark
bones.
Fleming this afternoon when you talked to him about the floor plans of this house. I heard him tell you he was coming here tonight.
Dale called him at my request. She told me he was coming.
Who else heard her tell you that?
Judy, Lizzie.
And that nice Dr. Wells.
Lovely Dr. Wells, who's cutting the body open in the sunroom right now.
There are a few killers who kill for the fun of it. The bat very likely is a mental case, and I'm convinced that his crimes are motivated by his mania for personal gain.
Is he a mental
There's $1 million at large. And he's going to keep on hunting for it until he lays his hands on it. Now, these young ladies are staying here tonight?
Yes, they're my house guests.
Yes, we're having
Well,
a slumber party.
my crew arrives, we'll be busy for a while, so I'd suggest that
That we go to our rooms? That's a very good idea. Come on, girls.
Come along, ladies. Let's go have a
What
pillow
about
fight
a police
upstairs.
guard for this house tonight, Lieutenant?
You've got
do
one.
just nails and brush her
I'm
hair.
going to cover this place tonight from the attic to the basement. If the bat makes another call, I'll have a little surprise for him.
I'll give him one of these. And one of these.
Who is he? Have you any idea?
He could be anybody. So far, there are clues to his identity, but nothing we could take before a jury.
It could be me.
I'm afraid we must look higher than the criminal world. He may be a merchant, lawyer, doctor, scientist, one of the pillars of his community. Ladies, lock your doors tonight. Stay behind them. I promise you you'll be safe. Good night.
Good night, Lieutenant. Good night.
It's a gorgeous clock. Ah, yes. The autopsy boys. Back to the morgue they go.
Poor Mark.
Yeah, it's a pity. So young. Well, Doctor, do you agree it was the bat?
In my report, I shall say the death was caused by the same technique used in the other killings. A paralyzing blow to the throat, followed by severe lacerations of the jugular, resulting in excessive hemorrhage.
In a layman's language, he didn't know what hit him.
Oh, he knew. But he didn't have time to think about it.
Okay, who is this upstairs? Is this the butler? Y'all look like old white men to me, so I can't tell. Can't tell them apart.
You staying here tonight, Andy?
Well, until I check the doors and windows, but I'll be back bright and early in the morning.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed round.
A lot of people are due for a shock when I close
Like
this case.
butter. Like butter
Yes, I'm
off
sure
his
they
tongue.
are. Good night, Andy. Don't get hurt.
Oh, he's so
Good night, Doctor.
amazing. One of the subtle things was while they were outside, you could hear the crickets chirping, and as soon as the door shut, the crickets stopped.
Protection.
So
You know, one night,
So good.
a storm blew the wires down, put the lights out, and I went out the next day and bought a half a dozen of these things. You better take one with you, Dale.
Oh, thank you.
These electric torches. You could use it to your
Are
right.
you
You could
sure? There's
shine it
nothing
on
else
things
you
and
need.
see.
Quite sure. We'll be all right.
Well, if anything bothers you, you just sing out, and two
What
strong
is this,
women will come to your
nightgown?
rescue.
Oh, nothing will bother us. Not with Andy on the job. No.
Well, good night.
Good night, Miss Van Gordon. See you in the
Don't worry, everything will be all right.
Be long. Good night.
Good night.
Oh. Who is that? Who is that? Who could it be? Oh, I think it's a butler.
Oh, I don't think I'll sleep tonight. Me neither. All I can see is poor Mark Fleming staring at us. I thought that when people died, their eyes closed, as in sleep.
No,
Don't think about it.
they don't. They don't. You have to close them
But you're
yourself.
thinking
And
about it.
sometimes, the
No,
eyes
I
just
was
keep
thinking
popping
of
back
my poor
open.
husband
All
sleeping
right?
in jail tonight. Oh, Judy, I love him so much.
This guy did a terrible job searching this house. it is the butler. All right, so. Who is it? It's the bat. He's back. Honestly, this would be such a good, if you don't have a Halloween costume, get a black morph suit, a black suit, some black leather gloves, and then just like, I don't know what you would put on there. Like a staple remover, like pull those things off and put those on the tips of your fingers, and you could be the bat. Get a black top hat, oh, it'd be amazing. Too claustrophobic for a morph suit, but if you can do it, send me pictures. Tag me on Instagram. It'll be amazing. Oh, they're just tossing and turning. Just can't sleep. How many floors does this house have? Ah, yes, the storage room. What are in all those trunks? Hello? Is anybody home? You say hello. Heard a knock knock? Who's there?
What's that noise? Oh, I don't know. I kind of fell half asleep. For a moment, I thought it was something from a dream.
It's somewhere in the house.
Yes, on the floor above. Not directly over us. Probably a room overlooking the driveway.
This woman is just on it. Also, how is Gam Gam's hair so long? Her maid out like a light. The line's been cut.
Should we call Miss Van Gorder?
She'll hear it. How can she help but hear it? Oh, besides, we don't want her to think we're a couple of hysterical women.
Well, I'm about to become one.
dear.
I had it for one night. Dale, you're not going out in that
I
hall.
love these
wanna know
robes.
what's
These
happening
sheer
up there.
robes over
But
their
Lieutenant Anderson
nightgowns.
said if we stayed behind our locked doors, we'd be safe.
Dick isn't safe locked up in that jail. Suppose that stolen money is in this house. Mark Fleming seemed to think it was. Maybe that's what somebody's looking for.
Maybe that'll clear my husband's name.
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't you hear that awful noise up there? Now, Lizzie, you've just got to stay awake. The house phone and the outside phone wires have been cut, and we can't get help. Where's that policeman? Oh, I don't know. Something must have happened to him. Now, go on, get on your robe.
Downstairs.
Oh, Dale, please don't go up there.
I've got to. Think what it could mean to Vic. Now, you stay here.
Oh, no. If you go, I go.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna find it? Oh my god. I'm on pins and needles over here. How is their hair so voluminous?
No, I won't let you go up there alone.
You wait here. I'm going to see what it is.
Oh, please let me go with you,
Judy,
Dale.
will you warn me if anyone comes? I'll only be a moment.
Now, wait.
She wore heels to bed? Man. Yes, the old hide behind the door trick works every time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh. Did he just kill her? Oh, Judy's dead. Oh no.
No, not Judy.
Judy, no.
Give her to me. I'll look after her.
Let me go cry in the dining room. Poor baby. Oh, poor Judy. She died too young. Where were you when we needed you, Mr. Policeman? Where were you?
Judy.
Don't lovingly say Judy. You were supposed to search the house and you did a terrible job.
The bat.
Yes, the bat. He caught her at the head of the stairs. We saw him rushing down the stairs as we came out of the room. I hurled that after him. I hit him, I believe. I'm going to cover this place from attic to basement, you said. Well, what were you covering when that poor child was murdered? Where were you?
He killed her very
I saw
quickly.
a man
I'm just going to
outside
say, I
in
don't
the
know much
grounds.
about strangling somebody, but I
I
feel
went
like
out
it
there
would
and
take a
hunted him.
moment.
I heard him in among the trees, and so I
I
followed
don't
the sound of him as far as the brook down near the back road.
It was a
And
very
when I lost
quick
her,
murder, if you ask me.
I'd rather give my
Again,
own
don't know
life
much about
than have
murder.
this happen to
It was
Judy.
very quick.
But I told you to stay in your rooms and lock your doors and stay there. What was she doing at the head of those stairs?
It was mine.
That was my fault. They heard a strange noise. Heavy pounding in one of the rooms on the 3rd floor. We all heard it.
I wanted to see what it was. Judy, I wish she wouldn't let me go out by myself. I made her stay on the balcony.
Poor Judy.
What about your new butler?
Oh, well, he's in his room, I suppose.
Oh, Mrs. Patterson.
Oh, yes.
Did you know what happened here?
No, sir, but I heard the screams. I went to call Warner. We have rooms on the same floor, but he wasn't in his room.
Oh.
His bed hasn't been slept in.
If Mrs. Patterson heard the screams, Warner could certainly hear them.
You're quite right, sir. I heard them.
Oh, you did? And where were you?
Outside in the grounds.
Miss Holland has been murdered.
No.
Oh, so you're surprised. Shocked. Well, I've seen better performances.
Yes,
I remember you now. Your name's not Warner. I've got a circular in my office with your picture on it. The Chicago police not so long ago were hunting for you in connection with the robbery.
You're right again, sir. And they found me and they tried me and I proved my innocence and I was acquitted.
I'm a free man.
That could have been a lucky break. Where were you when this child was killed?
I told you before, sir. Outside.
What were you doing there?
I was following you. I saw you leaving the house and it seemed that you were hunting someone. I thought you might need some help. Oh, yes, sir. I followed your flashlight down through the trees. Then it disappeared. And then suddenly, as I was staring out into the darkness, I was struck by something on the back of the head. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground. I realized I'd been knocked out.
Interesting.
I wish you had been knocked out. But then we'd have found you with your mask still on your face. You were hit here in this house with this poker as you were rushing down those stairs after that child was
Oh,
killed.
no, sir. You can't pin this on me. I'm not the bat. I've never killed. I couldn't kill. I won't take the rap for this.
I'll only rob a bank, but I won't kill a lady. Vinny. Baby boy. Are you back so soon? I called you. How did you know? Vinny. My boy.
Well, Doctor, we have another case for the county coroner. You see, the bat came back. Why did you come back, Doctor?
Well, I had an accident. about a mile down the road. The right rear wheel of my car came off, and I plunged into the ditch. This was the nearest house, so I came here to call for help. I thought I'd find you around, Andy.
Blood.
Physician, heal thyself. You must have been hit by something on the back of your head.
I told you I had an accident.
So you did, Doctor. So you did. I could be wrong. But maybe I'm not. We shall see.
All right, Dale, let's start a new chapter. For days, the murders held the headlines. Lieutenant Anderson grilled us and ransacked the house from top to bottom. Warner was not placed under arrest, but his every move was watched. At night, except for a detective on guard in the house, the police and the reporters left us alone. And on one of those nights, without telling Lizzie or anyone else, I pursued a secret investigation of my own.
She's hunting.
It was in an empty room on the 3rd floor where we kept our trunks and other things.
Imagine having a house so big that you just had a room for suitcases. You just had a suitcase room. Interesting. She's found something. What could it be? Ah, yes, the ladder room. Where is he going? He seems very sus. Little susaroni. It isn't Vinny.
Put him up, Pat.
I knew it. Yes.
It's a bright idea to kill me in my own lab and let people think that I'm the bat. But you had to kill me first. What was it to be, ambush? And clever as you are, you're not smart enough to do that. Nor were you smart enough to find the money, though you came quite close to it. But I know where it is. And when you're dead with that sign pinned on your chest, I'm going to collect it and live happily ever after.
So good.
He
So
destroyed himself.
Smart
How true
boy.
that will be. Well, goodbye, Bat. Here's a serum that will heal you whether you're rabid or not.
Oh no, Vinny. Be safe, be safe. Oh, hello.
wrong.
Welcome to the party. It's Vinny P night.
Something's wrong. Miss Cornelia!
Oh, she's not in bed. Come on. She's the worst maid ever.
Miss Cornelia!
Oh my gosh. You know, for as observant as she was, she's not the smartest cookie in the show.
Where would she be going at this time of night?
All right.
Well, land's sake.
The door's just wide open. You go yell at that cop.
Mr. Davenport! Mr. Davenport! Oh, a fine thing. The door unbolted, the chain off, and
The
you
town's
asleep
finest,
on the
just
job.
passed out in a
Wait
chair.
till Lieutenant Anderson hears about this. Come on, wake up. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. My head hurts. My whole body's numb.
Here, take a sip of this. Try to snap out of it. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, the bat, he's back. Whatever shall they do? Ah, the door's locked.
Hurry, will you? It's Lizzie. I'm terribly worried. I can't find Miss Cornelia anywhere, and something's happened to the policeman. I don't know what. Get Warner. Bring him to the drawing room. Tell him we need him. Are you all right now?
Yeah, I'll be all right in a minute. I remember now. I took a drink of wine from that decanter there. Miss Van Gorder told me to help myself.
She wouldn't put nothing in it?
Well, somebody did.
Somebody
who knew I was on duty here.
Then it was somebody that got Miss Van Gorder. I can't find her anywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, or in the basement. I told the housekeeper to get Warner.
Lieutenant Anderson will want to know about this. Hello. Yeah, this is Davenport at the Oaks. We've got trouble here. Well, for one thing, I was drugged. Yeah. But I must have been knocked out because the maid tells me Miss Van Gorder's missing.
Me.
Well, you better call Anderson and let him know. He's not at home. Well, where is he? Out on a case? What case? Dr. Wells. What else did they tell you about it?
Oh, hurry, will you? We've got to find Miss Cornelia.
Okay.
There's no way she'd use up all that oxygen.
Lieutenant Anderson is out on a case.
A very tiny lady.
Dr. Wells was found dead in a room next to his garage, murdered.
Dr. Wells?
There's something queer about the killing of Wells, but headquarters won't talk about it.
Lizzie, Warner isn't in his room. There's no sign of him anywhere.
And I was supposed to keep an eye on that guy.
Where's Miss Cornelia? That's what I want to know.
Where's my lady?
Didn't you say that the chain and the bolt were off of the front door?
I certainly did.
Well, maybe Miss Van Gorder went outside.
Oh, she never would. We better look.
What are they?
I can't breathe. There's nowhere else.
There's plenty of air, Miss Cornelia. You were fine. Big gulp.
Miss Cornelia.
Oh, Miss Van
Miss
Gorder.
Cornelia. Miss Cornelia.
Miss Van Gorder.
Look. There's a light in that room on the 3rd floor. Were you up there tonight?
Well, of course I was, but I turned the lights out before I came downstairs.
And Miss Cornelia might have turned them on again. That's where we're going to look first. Come on.
They are not running nearly fast enough for a missing lady, okay?
Cornelia. Miss Cornelia. Miss Cornelia.
Yes, Lizzie. I'm here.
I'm in here. Help me out.
Right here. Come to the mantel, please.
Here we are, Miss Van Gorder. What do we do now?
Over the mantel, there are 5 panels. Strike it with your hand.
Touch them with your hand.
Which panel did you say, Miss Van Gorder?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, she's being a drama queen. She's being a big old drama
said
queen.
strike it. What difference does it make which panel? Strike them all. Look.
This one is now a doorknob.
Oh, it's all right now. It's all right, dear.
It's not. The murder is still on the
Listen here.
loose. The money's still missing. And
Feeling
the
better?
Yes, much better.
We'll take you to your room.
Oh, no, you won't. I'm going to stay right here. I'm quite all right. Oh, how blessed it is to breathe without an effort. You know, no one knows how sweet the air can taste until someone shuts it off for a moment. That room is just like a box. When the mantelpiece closed, it seemed like all the air was drawn out of it. Look, there it goes again.
Let it close. I can open it from in here. There's a control panel behind this blueprint. Electric motor under the trap door here.
I feel like he
Once
found
the
that a little
door's
too
open, you can
easily.
keep it that way.
A little
I
sus.
believe that the
yeah.
fireplace in this other room opens the same way. And it does.
I tried to find this, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was back at this blueprint here. Well, it's
Let me
it's quite a
mansplain it to you
setup.
real quick. Little lady. Behind
Too
this piece
bad
of
we
paper
can't
on the
open
wall.
that safe in the same way.
A little switch
Take an
here.
expert
Little switch
to
there.
crack this box with a shot of nitro.
Doors go.
Maybe that's what the bat had in mind.
Could be. Seems he's on the prowl tonight.
Miss Van Gorder, Warner has disappeared.
And Dr. Wells has been murdered.
Dr. Wells.
Dr. Wells?
Lieutenant Anderson's on that case right now.
Well, does he know what happened here tonight?
They got word to him. He'll be here any minute.
The bat. Oh, something on fire.
What's that noise?
Yes, always check behind the
The
blueprint.
garage is on fire.
Scott, look at that. Lizzie, put that light on the other room. Now, where you going?
To report the fire.
Well, you just stay right here.
But Miss Van Gorder, the garage.
Well, let it burn. You watch the stair. Can't you see that fire was set to get us out of the house?
Out of the house? Were you talking about the...
Yes, I'm talking about the bat. Now that the lights are out, he'll think his trick has worked, and we've gone. He'll be here any minute.
Well, so will Lieutenant Anderson.
I hope so, but the bat will be here first. And he'll kill again if we're in his way. We've got to be as clever as he is.
Get him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get the bat. Ah, the old burning garage trick. They'll get you out real quick. Why are they covering it up? I wonder. Interesting. Oh, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get the sneaky little bat.
Downstairs. I'll take care of you.
Well, the others can go, but I'm going to stay right here.
All right, but get out of sight.
Oh God! This cop stupid.
Let's face it, ladies, and get it over with. Others have seen my face before they died, but I'll have to deny you that pleasure. This would make a good scene for your book, Miss Van Gorder.
Oh, wait.
But I'm afraid you'll never write it.
That is Warner. I could tell.
It is Warner.
You misjudged me, Miss Ellen.
Oh, it's not Warner.
I don't like being a murder suspect, Miss Van Gorder.
Well, then who was
I was headed for a plane, but halfway to the airport, I changed my mind and came back. I'm glad that I did.
Where's the bat?
Why, it's Lieutenant Anderson.
Lieutenant. Goodness.
Yes, it was Anderson. He discovered the secret of the hidden room and was waiting to get into it and open up the safe. We found the money in it. A little over $1 million in tens and twenties and hundreds. Good old Andy. With all his ill-gotten gains invested in bank stock. It's rather a clever way to hide stolen money. In the open, as
Oh,
it
she's
were.
got a little opal and opal
so
necklace earring set.
respectable.
I love it. It's cute. We're here for it.
But don't try it. No matter how clever you are, you can't hide murder.
You can't hide murder if you try hard enough. Or so I've heard.
Well, that's it, Dale.
Oh, Vinny's dead.
That's the end.
Allied artist. The end. We did it. Oh my goodness. Guys, what did we think? What did we think? How do we feel? How do we feel about this one? Was it good? What is this? So we know. Always check behind the blueprint. Never trust a cop in your house to take care of things, because he's going to take a little nippy nap after he drinks some of your wine. Gosh. I never tell anyone that you stole $1 million. Just steal it and get away with it, okay? Don't involve other people in your plan. It's a you thing, not a them thing. All I'm going to say. But, fantastic start to our Vinny P double feature tonight. We're going to take about what time is it? We're going to take a 15-minute break. So it is 11:45 my time right now. So, at midnight my time, or 15 minutes, whatever on the hour time it is in your time zone, we will be back. Go get a drink, let your dogs out, get a little snicky snack. Make sure that the bat is not in your house. We'll be back. We're going to be watching House on Haunted Hill, the color version, which is another Vincent Price movie. Again, my favorite horror movie of all time. I cannot wait. So we'll be right back, guys. It's going to be good. All right, we're not, I'm back 2 minutes early, but I didn't want to wait because I got bored in my kitchen. So I'm back. We're back. We're doing the things, all right? If you're not back and you're just tuning in later, it'll be fine. I'm just going to go through some of the trivia because there's a lot for this one. This is my favorite horror film of all time. Like, I love the Scream movies. I love Halloween. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. But this movie, hands down, one of my favorite horror movies. Actually, my favorite horror movie. It's the top of everything. It's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. I turn into an Italian person watching it. It's just so good. And this movie that we're about to watch is House on Haunted Hill. If you're looking at the DVD or any of the trailers, it is titled The House on Haunted Hill, but in actuality, it is just House on Haunted Hill. It's another Vincent Price movie that he stars the leading role in, the perfect anti-villain that you come to love and hate throughout the film, and it's phenomenal. It's so good. All right. We're going to get it. I'm going to sprinkle this in. All right, so this movie was filmed between September 3rd and September 16th, 1958. It was set for a December release, but then it ended up being released on February 17th, 1959. Due to the original copyright holders not renewing the copyright, this movie did fall into public domain. So, if you go back to watch this movie later and you don't want to watch it in the green TV here on Cold Comedy Cinema, make sure that you're watching it through a reputable source because there are many, many different copies of it out there that are just shitty quality. Again, with it being public domain, anybody can stream it, sell it in DVD form, and make a profit on it, but most of them have been burned and reburned and, recorded, and they're just bad, okay? They're bad. We, today, are going to be watching one of the colorized versions because the last time we watched it here on the show, we watched a black and white version. So tonight, we're going to watch the colorized version. We're keeping things fancy, okay? The synopsis of this film is an eccentric millionaire, Frederick Lauren, and his fourth wife, Annabelle, invite 5 people to the house on Haunted Hill for a haunted house party. Whoever will stay the night in the house for the entire night will earn $10,000 each. As the night progresses, all the guests are trapped inside the house with ghosts, murderers, and other terrors. Now, that $10,000 in 1958 is essentially the equivalent, as of 2017, of $83,450, which honestly, I'd stay in a haunted house for that. Like, let's go. Give me some money, okay? Give me the money. I could buy so many Scooby-Doo things with all that money. I could buy a mystery machine, and then I could live in a mystery machine. I could travel around the country in a mystery machine with my 2 giant dogs. Okay? A girl can dream. Just let me have this. All right? But the house that the movie is filmed in is actually the Ennis Brown house. So it's the exterior shots of the Ennis Brown house, which is located in... You have the address if you want to go check it out. If you live in the Los Angeles area, it is 2607 Glendale Avenue, Los Feliz, Los Angeles, California, USA. So go check it out. If you live in the area, send me a little snapshot, post it in the Discord server, post it on Instagram and tag me. I want to see it. And this was actually, if you're an architect person like I am, this is a Frank Lloyd Wright house. So, since it was built in 1924, it is listed in the National Register of Historic Buildings. So if you go see it, take a picture and send it to me. I love Frank Lloyd Wright houses. I love them. They're amazing. They look so good. They have stood the test of time. And I want to see it. But continuing on. Okay. I think it has been used in several films. I'm going to get down on here to what else it's been used in. I don't think I have anything listed on this. Again, these are my old notes. I didn't write new ones. I just recycled. We upcycled from the last time. All right. So, this film was noticed. So, the large gross, the film itself, budget for this movie, $200,000. The box office, a cool crisp 2.5 mil. Okay? Cool crisp 2.5 mil. big deal. Just 2.5 mil. So, the box office grosses were noticed by Alfred Hitchcock, and it led him to create his own low-budget horror movie, which we all may know as Psycho, which came out in 1960. So, chef's kiss again, this movie gave a lot to the horror. It was a groundbreaking horror film for its time, and I don't think it's given enough credit. It's just near and dear to my heart. Near and dear. And not only near and dear to my heart, it's also near and dear to Cassandra Peterson's heart. So this is supposedly her favorite horror film. And if you don't know Cassandra, she is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She is the horror hostess with the mostest. You know. So, Vincent Price actually met William Castle, who is the director of this film. And originally he wasn't cast for the part that he plays. But after meeting William Castle, they agreed upon letting him star in this movie, as well as collaborating with William Castle on a second movie, which was The Tingler, which came out in 1959 as well. What else are we doing? I got a little bit more. All right, so the beginning of this film, I don't want to give too much away, but there is going to be a jump scare. And this was the first time in film that the jump scare is used. So it's going to start with black screen, creepy noises, that then leads into a jump scare. And this went on to spark this effect being used in other films. It also led to Halloween music, like records that were being sold. So like spooky music tracks that you'd play at parties were based off of the beginning part of this film. So it was groundbreaking in many ways. There's also, I think I'm saying this right, the Emergo equipment. So at part of the film, there's going to be a skeleton that emerges from a vat of acid. Again, not giving away too much, but if you were watching this in the theater, a skeleton would start at the back of the film, at the back of the movie theater, with a light shining on it, and it would swoop down over the crowd, like freaking people out. And to this day, the original equipment is still used in a specific theater in LA when they actually show reruns of this film, which I think is so cool. Okay. But many theaters, I will say, stopped using this effect because local boys heard about it and they would bring slingshots to the theater. And when the skeleton would start its journey, they would pull their slingshots out and fire stones, BBs, and ball bearings or whatever they could find at the skeleton, which of course caused a big health and safety risk. So they stopped doing it in the theaters back in the 50s, but occasionally they do bring it out now. I feel like kids today just have too much going on. They don't care, you know? All right, and almost 33 minutes into this film, Frederick Lauren, who is played by Vincent Price, says it's close to midnight, Lance, in the first verse of Michael Jackson's song, The Thriller, begins with the words, it's close to midnight. Price, of course, delivers a very spooky themed voice in the song, as well as he does here in this film. Oh, so good. So good. What else do we have? I'm not going to give you everything, because, we're just going to go for it. I'll give this to you in the movie. I'm going to save it for later. We're going to deep dive through. So the director of this film was William Castle. It was produced by William Castle and Rob White. Written by Rob White. And it stars Vincent Price, Carol Omart, Alicia Cook, Carolyn Craig, Alan Marshall, Julie Mitchcomb, and Richard Long. This is going to be a good one. I'm so excited. I hope you are as well. To watch House on Haunted Hill in color here on Cold Comedy Cinema. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Boom. And boom. If I need to adjust movie audio, just let me know. Oh, goodness. Oh, I missed this image. Creepy music. Well, not music. Noises. So spooky. though.
Ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry.
Cool.
May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world.
Pretty
Since
bold
it was
statement,
built a
right?
century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it.
Murdered.
Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
The house. Isn't it gorgeous?
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party.
Just the
A
sheer
haunted
terror
house
that I would have
party.
had in the 50s, not knowing what a jump scare was
She's so
and
amusing.
experiencing it.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts.
You're sitting in a dark theater,
And perhaps
lights
even
are
a few
down,
murders.
and
You're
there's
all
out of nowhere.
invited. If any of you
I
will
would
spend
shit
the
my
next
pants.
12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000. Or your next of kin in case you don't survive.
Look at that mustache.
Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts.
But actually, she needs the
She's
money.
also desperate for money.
She needs it.
Gambles.
Oh, terrible habit.
You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there? Around the mouth and eyes?
I do.
This
I
is
do, in
Nora
fact.
Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the $10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill. Ugh. So good. Also, the font they used, I love it. Over here. The exterior of this house is just absolutely stunning. I wonder if anyone lives in it now. Let's find out. No, there's a Ronald Bulker. Gosh. It looks just amazing now as it does there. Holy shit, this dining room. When you get a chance, do yourself a favor. Look up the Ennis Brown house. Absolutely gorgeous inside. Looks like I'm going billionaire hunting to see if I can marry this man. Is he married? Let's find out.
Well, where is
I
everybody?
love the Wikipedia for this just says owner is just
Only
billionaire.
the ghosts in this house are glad we're
Ronald Burkle. And what does
Are we
Ronald
all strangers
do?
to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of
No.
yours?
I've heard of him,
Oh, he's
but I've never met
single.
him.
He's been divorced
I
since
work for one of his
2006.
companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you
So
know
might
him?
be, guys.
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And
Millions.
5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Is it a little steep?
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
You spoke so soon, sir.
Who closed the door?
Oh, look at that little porcelain cat.
This thing's made of solid steel.
It wasn't even gonna hit her, bro. She was standing off to the side. It may have grazed her ankle. Maybe. Oh, there's Vinny. Oh, look at him. Just look at him. Gorgeous. Stunning. Now, I will say, Vincent Price and his fourth wife in this movie.
Annabelle.
A very
Our
strained
guest here,
relationship. He is an
unfortunately, still
anti-hero.
alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all of this.
Oh.
Why all these strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section.
Okay.
From psychiatrist
Cross-section,
to
here we go.
typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Would you guarantee that?
No.
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks.
Is it?
And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Little sip, little sip-a-rooney. Okay.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all.
No.
Your jealousy isn't tax-free.
Imagine marrying a millionaire just to try to kill him.
If If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days.
Think so?
If I live long enough.
Imagine not having a prenup
You remember the fun
and just
we had
hating
when
your
you
partner
poisoned
this
me?
much. That's what rich people are like.
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle. You'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Do it again.
Something about you.
The tension.
I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. And don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways
I
to get rid
know,
of
they're
me.
just
It
look
makes
so
wrinkles.
healthy. Relationship goals, guys. I'm just kidding. I am totally kidding. I did not condone domestic abuse in a relationship, but also. There's just a knife.
This is what she
in
used on my brother and her sister.
the fucking couch
Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think.
Oh, this man's crazy. I forgot about
Funny
him.
thing is, the heads have never been found.
Crazy.
Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened
The
the
heads
husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here
Just
somewhere?
rolling around upstairs.
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already
ghosts are
moving,
so
and that's
mad
a bad
right now.
sign.
Let me apologize
Just
for my
very
wife.
scared.
She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight.
Make your
Of course,
decisions.
if you leave,
before.
I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
The look of
And now my wife
sheer
has given
horror
us all
on
the
that man's
opportunity
face.
to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
Oh, okay.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
And Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood.
Why has no one painted over
A
that?
young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
It's still trying. Gross.
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous.
They're gonna
The
kill
roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house.
Almost every room has death in it.
All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in.
Ah, yes.
She was supposed to stay down.
Yes.
But the bones came up. It's a funny thing.
That's what I look for in a house. You know, nice acid vat
None
in the
of the
basement.
murders here were just
Perfect
ordinary.
for disposing of things.
Just shooting or stabbing.
Boxes.
They've all
Household
been
waste.
sort of wild.
Exes. It's great.
Violent and different. Look out! God, she didn't fall in.
That's what happens.
You mean there's still
when
acid
you
in
huff
there?
acid, you get a little high. A little tipsy sometimes. What's he gonna throw in? Oh, how convenient. A dead rat on a trap. Bibbidi bibbidi. Little plop plop fizz fizz or
Destroys
whatever leaf it
everything
is
with
on there.
hair and flesh. Just leaves the bones.
Ah, look at those rat bones.
My, it's dry and dusty down here.
It is, it is.
Oh, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on. How'd you get invited to this party?
The weirdest pickup line I have ever heard.
Oh, go on.
So you here because you're broke too?
What'd he tell you?
You gambling? What are we doing?
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
That's a lot of money.
I'm going to stay too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there.
What?
Or were they?
You spook yourself on a plane.
What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
Oh.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors.
All the doors in a basement with a bed of acid.
Closet? Bottles.
Wine cellar. Is the door gonna slam shut?
Does it go anywhere?
Lance, open the door. I think the ghosts are mad. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, she's so creepy. She's so fucking creepy. They were really casual about the whole acid thing. They're just like, just acid in the basement. Meh. Oh, she doesn't care about Lance. Lance can suck her dick. She's gone. Boy. She just left Lance?
Please.
Like yesterday's
Lance is
pantsuit
gone.
fan. She's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm done.
Please, come on.
Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
Bro, I would be staying upstairs, sipping a nice glass of wine.
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
It's not locked.
What?
Oh, he's out. He's out. Like a light.
You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
Uncle Boo-Boo.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
He did. He's a little dum-dum.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Why is nobody acknowledging the fact that they're just
He didn't
walking
bump
over
his
a
head.
vat of acid that's covered up by a drawbridge door in this basement? And this guy's talking about ghosts like they're his long-lost buddies. And nobody's acting like he's crazy. They're just like, that's just Phil. It's just Phil. Don't worry about him.
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
A dress?
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Lauren, is hysteria.
Well, then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
Oh, my dear boy, men don't
You
get
better get that
hysteria.
checked in
Only
today, sir.
ladies do.
Thanks,
This
Doc.
is the 50s.
Wait for me in the hall. The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Lauren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
He does.
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and.
Gam Gams is just ready to throw back. She's like, I'm ready to get litty titty. Shots on me.
Lauren,
Let's
are
go.
you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
You in a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
That isn't chilled long enough at all for her to just be knocking it back. But okay. Oh, back downstairs? Back downstairs we go.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know. I was so scared.
I think it was a ghost. Ah, yes, the hidden passages.
Does it sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet.
I like that he can measure with his stride.
3, 6. Now, I'm gonna knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall. Tap lower down.
Oh. It's a little echoey. Oh my god! got me. Holy shit, it got me.
I saw it
Whew. Don't tell me that's not creepy.
Where'd it come from?
From in here.
I'm regained myself.
Well, if it ran out of here, I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run, it just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
Well, how can I?
God, she was so creepy. Oh, she's so creepy. And she is also very creepy. Oh. Creepy lady.
You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen
Come
up?
up to my bedroom with me, won't you? I'm in this very casual velvet number. Do come into my bedroom.
This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
Oh.
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
This definitely
Oh,
scared the
great.
shit out of people. Like,
Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party.
this is where plastic slip covers for furniture came from. Was
Why did
from
you
this
come here?
movie. Because I'm
He said he'd
positive
give me
someone shit themselves.
$10,000.
I'm positive someone had a heart attack.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen this movie, and it still gets me every single time. Like full heart stop.
What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance.
It's like I can prepare for one or two of the jump scares, but not all of them.
I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
Now stay in this room.
Who?
Child.
I hope for your sake you never find out.
Creepy lady.
I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot.
I
You
say
hurt
Lance is
yourself.
a lot hotter in black and
just
white.
a bump on the head.
Color is just not doing it for me.
Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance.
Call me Annabelle. I don't know much about the customs of the 50s, but I feel like this, her coming into his room, maybe not
You
okay.
were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
Oh, well, it's...
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
You can. You can.
Sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
He's planning
Your
to
husband?
murder us.
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
He's gonna do
What
something
for? He
to us.
doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply
Maybe he wants a
disappeared.
fifth.
The other two died.
Oh.
Lance, I don't want to join them.
Oh, she doesn't.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls In their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then.
Nothing at all.
Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
She's very suspicious.
He would kill me if he could.
Oh, who is that? Who is that? Is that Vinny's shadow? Is it Vinny's? Ah, yes, brush your hair.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
Yes, I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
Why do people...
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? All you want to be is a lovely widow.
So is she just a gold digger from the
It's almost time to lock
get-go?
up the house.
I've
Then
seen
your
this movie
party
many
will
a time,
really
and I just
begin.
don't understand marrying someone for money. I
I
just don't
wonder how it'll
understand it.
end.
I would never want to be miserable. Life's too short for that. Maybe I've just never experienced money enough to, like, understand why you would be a gold digger.
It's close to midnight, Lance.
Okay.
You're staying there.
I'll be down in a minute.
My boy.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
Also, her reaction to finding a skull in a trunk. Not the reaction I would have, I don't think. Where does this curtain go? It's a secret room. Again, obviously, way too calm right now. Ma'am, you just found a skull in a bag in your room. Go tell somebody. This is where they hid. This is where they hid.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
Honestly, Butler's trying to save you from him. Why were you running away from him? He was trying to save you. And you just screamed and made him feel bad about himself? Shame on you.
Where's Nora?
Shame
Miss
on you.
Manning.
Nora. He's like, I'm here.
I don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened?
There she is. Look at that creepy lady. Oh, she's so creepy.
That's Jonas Slides and his wife.
So creepy.
They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
With a voice of reason. Look at this dress.
Good evening.
It looks so good.
Hello, my
Stunning.
dear.
She looks amazing.
This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning. And this is Lance Schroeder.
Lance. How do you do?
Get me out of here.
What about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night.
There was a
$10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
The wind is a-blowing. Uh-oh. They're gone. They left so soon. Before midnight. How could they?
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now.
They're gone and we're stuck.
I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
Too bad.
I'm sorry, my dear, but it's
Too bad,
too
Susie
late
Q.
now.
You are stuck here.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly games? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party. Remember.
Honestly,
In spite of
watching
my
these
wife's
two is like
faith in
watching
my
those
ability to
train
do
wreck
the
relationships
impossible,
of like people you went to high
we
school
will
with
all
that
have
like,
to
are
stay in
still with
this
their
house
high
until
school
8 o'clock in
significant
the
other
morning.
that fight publicly
But
on Facebook.
we have some party favors for you in these little coffins.
What are they?
This is my wife's idea.
Oh, it's guns.
I must say, I think it's rather dangerous.
Fun party
I
favors.
suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger.
So safe.
You see, they're loaded.
One
These
for
are
you.
no good against the dead, only the living.
One for you.
Doctor? Vance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
The blatant
Miss Bridges.
lack of gun safety in this scene just makes me very uneasy.
And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
I don't.
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
This is true.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Fear and money. And alcohol. This man is way too drunk.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up?
Oh, good.
You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads?
This woman needs to...
Well, then, just follow me.
Just come down.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Did you want to see some really cute boxes?
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look.
No, that was gonna be your panties. It's not gonna be a head in there, silly girl.
But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
Just calm down.
You think it's all right to leave her by
They just
herself,
gave her a
Doctor?
gun. She has a gun.
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1 million people around her. And if they wanted her, they'd get her.
Old
What if
drunk
he's right?
McGee over
These two
here
doctors
just
know what he's
preaching
talking
about
about.
ghosts.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
Anything like that would put me right over the edge.
Put me over
Would
the
you
edge, too.
sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts. Nor in frightening
Well,
women.
maybe you should.
In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
She's a nice lady. You shouldn't scare her.
Nora? Nora?
She's not there. Where is she? She's gone?
Nora?
She went somewhere. Oh, he's gonna check the suitcase. Oh! There's another one. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a head.
Nora!
That's not gonna scare her, just running down the hall with a fucking head. Oh my god. Oh.
What do you know about
I
this?
would lose my shit.
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where did you get the knife, bro?
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Bro's ready to like cut
If you
some
know
cake
where she
over
is, you
here.
better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I know, just barehanded, grabbed the head and started running down the hall like he's a sane person. Who is this? Is this Nora? No. It's the lady. Also, there's a great shot of the ring right there. So Julie Mitchum, who plays Annabelle in this movie, the ring that she's wearing, she wanted to add a bit of mystery to her character, and so he arranged the shot to be up close of the ring as she was hanging there just now. And the inscription on the stone, in Arabic calligraphy, that translates to "God is most glorious."
Nora?
So that was the stone behind her. Also, the
She's
ring
dead,
is
Mr.
hers, it
Lawrence.
was not a prop. She wore it into the film,
Your wife
again
hanged
to add
herself.
to her character's mystery.
Suicide.
Suicide. Wait, wasn't she trying to kill Vinny? She can't. She's a gold digger. She can't just kill herself. That's too easy. Oh, he sees something.
Nora.
Lance, hide me. Please, hide me.
Oh,
Hide me.
what if Lance is the one trying to kill you, Nora? Ever think about that? Think about that?
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lloyd.
Mr.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
Just out here just blaming Vinny for no
I heard some
reason.
people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
Done. Done. Done.
Lauren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him?
Do we think it was Vinny? Oh, there's bars on the window. Oh, I don't like that.
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute.
I would stay in my room, doors locked, and just wait out the night. I would go in there, would lock her door, and be like, all right, we're gonna camp out. We're gonna
Now
stay.
you lock yourself
We're
in
gonna
here and
go
don't let
story.
anybody know you're here.
Take turns
He thinks
sleeping.
you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right.
I don't think she will be, but
And if you have to, you use it.
maybe they come up with a secret knock so you can get back in. Oh, Vinny. He's alive. Oh, Vinny, you're sus right now, buddy. I love you, but you're sus. Look at you, dead wife.
So beautiful. So greedy. So cold.
So did you marry her for her looks?
What are you doing in here?
Wait. Don't we?
What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
The ghosts.
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Honestly, that is pretty disrespectful. Creeping on some dude's dead wife. I don't like that. We got in trouble, guys. Oh, bless him.
Where's what's her name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
That's right.
Mr. Lauren.
Let them think.
Isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
Why would you build
I'm not
a
afraid of your
house
ghosts,
like
Bridget.
I mean, perfect zombie apocalypse house, but also.
But I am afraid.
Why?
When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Lauren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria. Yes. And one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide?
Suicide?
And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours?
What is this fancy horde thing?
Time enough. Who'll be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor.
Rich people have cool stuff.
You were the
in their
first one to
houses.
see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you?
No.
There was nothing.
So she couldn't have.
How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Lauren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
I don't.
No. She was murdered.
Was murdered.
By one of you.
Or you, Mr. Lauren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling
I would
by
hope
a
they would just
rope.
leave me.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder?
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too
I know. Vinny's just out here just fucking throwing them down.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see
Shits
some
and
ghosts,
giggles, bruh.
have a party? No.
Rich people
Have
do
you
weird
finished
shit.
trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Lauren. We know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent. Okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
Do you really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
We all have guns. None of us should, but we all have
this
one.
night were over.
Rooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference.
This guy, shit
They aren't
faced.
through with us yet.
Blackout, not gonna remember this tomorrow.
What's the use of
Very
saying
much
goodnight?
Agatha Christie and Then There Were None vibes. If you were here for that movie, / you read the book, also known as The 10 Little Indians, in the British publications, switched to And Then There Were None in the US publications.
Good night, Doctor.
All right, Vinny, to your room. But maybe first check on your dead wife. Nope, he's just going to his room. Good on you, bud. Good on you. your watch off. Set it down. Always gonna write notes. He's gonna do doctor things. No one's there. Little ghosty action. Oh, it's bleeding on her hand again. Oh, they're coming for her. They're gonna get her. That's right. You wipe it off. You wipe it off. Wipe that ghost blood off your hand. She's being way too calm. Way too calm in this situation. I'd be screaming, possibly throwing up, getting out of the room. You know, good on her for staying.
You okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lawrence.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
Well, if he finds out you're alive... No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else.
Is she, though?
Now, just lock yourself in and keep quiet.
Is she?
If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
No, he won't. Don't worry, he just met you. He is not coming back for you. All right. Onward. Through the creepy curtains. What's up with this guy just pushing on walls? Sorry. Oh, it's a secret passage. And you're stuck. There's no getting out. You live in the walls now. Oh no, sir. Oh, no. So for this scene with the rope coming back up, it was actually shot in reverse. So wrapping around her legs had been done prior, and then later rerounded with it. So her toes look so tiny in those shoes. Who's there? The slow pan around the room. Building up suspense. Major Scooby-Doo vibes from that for me. The Minor 49er episode. Timeless. Did no one hear her screaming?
An admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You didn't hear the screaming?
You got yours? Ready?
You could hear the organ music.
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
But you couldn't hear her screaming.
Why not together?
Okay.
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
Oh, he's gonna double back. He's gonna follow Vinny. This seems suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
He seems... She's alive.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
Oh, Vinny.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
Oh.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
You're cheating on Vinny. How could you cheat on Vinny?
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
Oh, she's here. She's going. freaking me out. Right on cue, up he's coming down the stairs.
No!
Vinny, no! Vincent, no! Oh, this doctor. What's gonna happen? No, for a doctor, he's not doing a very good job checking to make sure. Just fell in. Is it morning already? Oh, ma'am. Ma'am, you're showing a little leg there. Remember, this is the 50s. This is scandalous. Look at all that leg. You can see some knees. Some inner thigh.
David?
And this, my friends, is where the emergo trick would be used in the theaters, where the skeleton would come down from the back of the theater and swoop over the audience. That's scary. Ah, the creaking door. The organ music. Oh, it's so good. And due to costs, a actual human skeleton was used in this scene. It was cheaper to use a real skeleton than it was to get a fake one. So those are some real bones. It's so good. It's coming for you, Annabelle.
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
So good. She just walked straight into the acid. She's dead. Spooky ghosts. Ah, Vinny. There's a little puppeteering in the background. He kind of looks like Gomez Adams in this scene right here. Very Sinister Gomez. You did it.
Good night, Doctor. Good night, Annabelle. The crime you two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
Right along here, somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so.
I think I killed him. And he's just sipping tea.
It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now.
Good.
Trent and my wife were planning
You're never
to
gonna
kill
win
me.
against Vinny P in a murder game,
They
okay?
failed.
He's gonna win because he's Vinny P.
Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
God, so good. And this guy's like, not more. Now my house is extra haunted. 2 more ghosts, bro.
Now there are 9.
Yep, there we go.
There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now.
They're coming for him.
And then they'll come for you.
Alright, guys, we did it. We made it through 2 Vinny P movies. We kicked off October. You sat through my 2 favorite films. My 2 favorite, well, House on Haunted Hill is 10 out of 10. My top favorite horror movie. And my favorite Vincent Price movie. But there are more Vinny P movies that we'll watch later this month, which I'm very excited about. Again, the lineup, if you aren't on our Discord server, make sure you join the Discord server because the full October lineup is on there. I update it as I get stuff, i.e. booking comics, setting movies, yada yada. If you're not already, give me a follow here on Twitch. Follow me on Instagram. It's just Cold Comedy Cinema across the board. On all the social medias, it's just Cold Comedy Cinema. I'm going. We will do another Vinny P night before the end of the month. We have a stacked lineup. We've got, what are we doing? I don't have a show tomorrow night. I have a show Wednesday night. We'll be back here on the show. Then Thursday night, I'm doing a live show, which I will be streaming as long as I can get a good enough internet connection. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. But y'all, thank you for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I hope if you hadn't seen these movies before that you got to enjoy them firsthand. Vincent Price, he's a favorite here on the stream. And again, we'll revisit some more of his movies later in the month. But again, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitch here. Follow me on Discord. There's a Discord server link in the bio. And then follow me on Instagram. Those are the 3, or Instagram and Discord are the 2 spots where you can find out about future shows. But this week we'll be back Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then again, Sunday night we'll kick off next week. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday again next week. It's pretty much going to be our October schedule. I will toss in a couple Saturday morning streams. I just don't know exactly when because I got to book comics. But it's going to be a good time. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. And I will see you Wednesday. Good night, guys.